Welcome friends, welcome to our channel Learning and Development. On this particular channel, we are posting learning related to applied psychology, the various tools, techniques and principles that you can apply for self-improvement. So let us start today's session. Before starting that, I would just request you, if you have not subscribed the channel, kindly subscribe it so that you don't miss any particular videos. So let us get into today's topic. Today I have taken a topic on understanding the big five personality traits, that is OCEA and Ocean, also we call. So when I was talking about a lot of personalities, theories of personalities, so this is also one of the theories of personality which is very much relevant in today's scenarios. So it is always good to have a better understanding of ourselves and understand the various dimensions, the big five traits about this particular theory. So let us get into this theory. Personality. So before understanding the various traits, a brief about the personality. So basically personality is the sum total of the ways in which an individual reacts and interacts with others. Basically what is happening here is it is a lot of internal processes, lot of subconscious things going on, that actually governs our behavior. So I have made a detailed video on all the aspects of personality. Almost all I have covered. Let it be belief systems, values, behavior, or it could be perceptions, the schema, the mental frameworks. Most of the the personality traits, the various things that affects the personality, that constitutes the personality. I have made a detailed video on that. You can go through it to have a better understanding, because it is always good to understand ourselves in a better manner. We'll be able to answer all our queries that we raise actually. So personality, you can understand from this slide that it is nothing but a sum total of your beliefs, the values, the motives, attitude, feelings, thoughts, the schema, perception, your action and reaction, your self concept, and so on. There are a lot of things that constitute. So it makes the personality very complex, and that is the reason every individual is different in all aspects. So no single formula will be suitable, or no single approach works out for all the individuals. But that is a very important areas for the psychologist. We figure out the various theories. There are a lot of theories. I have also taken the psychosocial development theory, wherein we talked about the eight stages. You can watch that particular video. I have made a detailed video on that topic. So this is one of the important theory. In addition to that, I have been discussing, this is nothing but the big five personality traits theory. Let us see how it will be helpful for us to understand ourselves better. So basically when we talk about the big five personality traits, they are nothing but the openness, the first one, then conscientiousness, that is the second one, the opposite of carelessness, and the third one is the extraversion, the fourth one is agreeableness, and the fifth one is neuroticism, that is to do with a lot of psychological things. We will see in the presentation as we move ahead. Now basically these five personality traits are the factors which represent a range between the two extremes. For example, the first one, if you say openness, so openness, uh, the the range between the openness and the closeness. So let us get into more detail to understand these five factors, what exactly they mean, so that we can understand it better. At this particular point, you need to understand that there is something called range. Let us say for there is an openness, so it could be the closeness on the other side. So it's like a two poles, and we people lie somewhere between these two poles. So the whole idea is that nobody is at the extremes. Nobody is 100% open, or the 0% open. So we lie somewhere it. So what is good, what helps us, that will be uh, dominant, that will be reflecting from this personality theory, and that will be helpful for us to improve upon the various dimensions. We will be able to work on the areas where we feel we need to be improved, because being aware is first step towards learning and development. So let us understand these five factors in a much meaningful manner. So basically when we talk about five traits, the first one, openness, is nothing but the tendency to appreciate new ideas, arts, feelings, or behavior. So basically the people will see the scores, will see all these five dimensions from the scoring point of view also. We do have, tests also, parameters also to measure these personality traits. So conscientiousness, basically the tendency to be careful, on time for appointment, to follow rules, and to be hardworking. So you will be able to correlate from your personality also. And at this particular point of time, after understanding these five traits, you can do a self assessment wherein you can give yourself a score from 0 to 10 on a scale. So 10 being on the higher side and 0 on the lower side. So for example, openness. So what the definition says, try to correlate and give yourself marks from 0 to 7, 0 to 10, and then just see to it where do you lie, what is your observations, to make it more meaningful this. So extraversion, the tendency to be talkative, sociable, and enjoy others, the tendency to have make dominant style. Agreeableness, the tendency to agree and go along with others rather than to assert one's own opinion and choices. The neuroticism is nothing but tendency of experiencing a lot of, negative emotions frequently. So these are basically the five traits. You can do the self assessment. There are a lot of tools and techniques and tests are also there to assess, but self assessment is always, one of the best assessment, so it is always good. So what you can do is you can stop this particular video right now and you can give yourself marks from 0 to uh, 10, 10 being on the higher side. Say for example, if you feel that this is the quality which is there in me more, you can give yourself more scoring. Or else if you feel that this quality is negligible or less, you can give yourself less scoring. So now let us get into the presentations. So one by one, we'll discuss all the dimensions. So number one, openness. Now, this is one of the very important dimensions in the big five traits, because this is also one of the quality of highly successful people, and the people who are successful in their life. Basically, people who are in high in these traits also tend to have a broad range of interest. So the area of interest will be more, they will be more interested in various things. They are open to try new things. So basically they are very creative and they are focused on tackling new challenges. Now in most of the people when we come across, we may find that they feel that they are open, but when it comes to accepting the ideas, accepting the beliefs, they become reluctant. The reason is deep rooted in their schema, that is a mental framework. I've made a detailed video on that, you can go through it for better understanding. So there is something called what we think, and there's something called what we actual are. So that is also a difference between that. There is something called self conflict occurs when there is a mismatch between our thoughts and feelings. So that is again a different concept altogether for discussion. So here we'll restrict our discussion only to the five traits, and we'll try to understand these five traits and we'll try to evaluate ourselves. So openness is, yes, the individual who score high on this, they have always an advantage. So this is a very good trait. The second one is conscientiousness. That is, the people who are high in this trait have a good impulse control and goal directed behavior. Very, very important. So basically what is happening is they don't get impulsive. Impulsive in the sense, a short duration of time, extreme emotions. They don't, experience some kind of, impulsive behavior. They are very, organized. They are very systematic and they work towards their goal. And the good part is that they spend time in preparing and organizing themselves, and they are very good at prioritizing the task and are able to finish the important task at first. So this is also a very, very good quality, if you want to become successful in the work culture or various other dimensions of the life. This is one trait that you can develop actually. And you have seen in today's work environment, this skill is very, very important. So if you are able to prioritize things, because people struggle because of the time constraint and time shortage, and they are not able to manage. The time management itself is a big subject for the people, so if you have this particular trait in your personality, or if you're looking forward to develop it, I mean, that will be very good for you to move ahead in the career. So openness is also very, very important, and this consciousness is also very, very important. But sometimes what happens is the people who are they have high score in openness, they may be low in this particular dimensions, because they are in a routine and they want to do in a systematic manner. So there is a lot of variations in this particular combinations. So you may find a person who is high scoring in openness, but at the same time the score is not much high on this particular dimensions. So these are all permutation combinations which are possible out of this, and that results in a particular personality. But what I am trying to make you here is make the point clear here is, if you are also high scoring in this dimensions also, it will add to your personality, and it will add also to lot of skills, and you can move ahead in various dimensions of your life. The third trait, that is extraversion, again this particular word has been mistaken and misunderstood by a lot of people because of the extraversion introvert concept. So basically I would like to bring here the whole concept that people who are high in these traits have a good sociability and high amount of emotional expressiveness. So they feel happy, they are in and around with the people, they are able to express their views, they are able to mingle with the new people, and they like to start the conversation, they are always ready to ask something, they are able to tell to the people something, and they enjoy meeting new people. Now this is definitely a very good quality when it comes to interpersonal relationships, because when we talk about interpersonal relationships in today's world, we are dealing with the people every day in and out. So that's the reason this becomes very good quality. And the ability to ask or tell something, that will make others people understand you better. On the other hand, if you're an introvert, that is a very good quality on the personality part, that you lot of there's a lot of inner world wherein you focus, and that is very good world. You have a lot of good ideas, thought processes, but if the world is not aware about it, it will be not significant. So the locus of control for the introvert people is internal. They don't get influenced by the outside world much better. That is always a good quality. But at the same time, having a good personality trait, it becomes very very essential for them also to start sharing these ideas, their views, their emotions, their feelings with the a friend, the family members, and the people around them, so that they will be become the ideas will be shared and they will come into the uh, action. So this is the area where a lot of introvert people struggle. They are good at everything, but they are not able to express. You would have seen a lot of students, especially when they are in their teens, they are very good, they are very good at studies and they understand the subject, but when it comes to participate in the class, or when the teacher is asking some doubts, they are not able to raise their hand, they are not able to participate because they are very much introvert. So what is happening is they need to learn the, if you are really good at a lot of other qualities, then you learn the art of being extroversion. But again, it's a big personality traits. The moment you get into the extraversion traits, again it gets affected. So it's a big subject, but the whole idea I'm trying to bring it here is, being high on this extraversion score is also a good quality that will move ahead in life, and you will be more successful in life if you are having this particular trait. And in addition to that, if you are really a human being, if you have a lot of good personality traits, then definitely the world should know it, and then only the things, whatever your ideas, your thoughts, your methods are there, that will come into the actions, and the world will get benefited out of it. So this is what I'm trying to bring it here. So extraversion is also one of the good quality. If you score higher on these things, the chances of you becoming successful and achieving your goals and dreams become higher in life. The fourth dimension is agreeableness. People who are high in these traits tend to be more cooperative, cares about others, feel concerned for other people, assist others who are in a need of help, and they respect others. So this is very very good quality. Again, if you are scoring higher on this, it's always good for you. But if you are on the extreme side, let us say you are on the 100% agreeableness and all that, so what happens is you always keep on caring about others, and that's the reason you sometimes you feel some kind of an emotional pain and other things also. So being agreeableness is always a good quality, but at the same time you should not allow that to hamper your inner world. And the people on the other side, those who don't have that agreeableness, they don't respect others, they try to do some kind of cheating, or sometimes some kind of they get into some kind of the activities to harm people actually. So that is also not good. So basically, being agreeableness is also a very good quality. So what we have seen is the openness, the consciousness, and the extraversion and the agreeableness. These all four dimensions. It is very hard to find people higher on all these dimensions. There is a tendency that if they are openness for new ideas, their agreeableness score will be less, or if they are on the more extraversion, they want to dominate, so they won't be able to agree. So the whole idea is that all these four traits are equally important. So the individual who is scoring higher scores in these four traits has got more chances to be successful and to experience more goal oriented behavior and achieve the goal and enjoy the life in a better manner. These are the four dimensions we have discussed. But now this is very, very important. The fifth one: suppose you are good in all the dimensions and as well as you have a high score in this dimension also, then there is something wrong and you need to consult your psychologist. He or she will be able to help you in resolving a lot of self conflict, because sometimes it happens because it may not be because of the genetic or the biological or the personality reasons. It could be because of your thought process, your perceptions, and your belief system. So there your psychologist, your counselor can help you in resolving a lot of self conflicts. Once you resolve your self conflicts, you will not be able to experience this neuroticism. So basically, the people who are high in these traits, they tend to experience mood swing, anxiety, and negative emotions. They experience a lot of worries and stress. They get upset easily and struggle to overcome failures. And interpersonally, they are very sensitive. So generally, during the formative years of your career, if you're experiencing this kind of emotions, it is always good to consult your teachers, your consult your parents, consult your elders or a counselors or a psychologist. They will help you in resolving your self conflicts. And basically it has nothing to do with the genetic these things or maybe personality disorders. That is a separate subject that we can discuss on the psychopathology. But more of the your perceptions, your thought process, more of your thoughts, your feelings, your self concept, it is your own inner world. There could be some kind of the wrong learnings you would have taken, that can be resolved. And once this self conflict is resolved, you will stop experiencing all these things and you will see problems as an opportunity for your growth and development. So hope this particular concept of big five traits theory is clear, and you would have also seen where you lie. So basically, ideally speaking, if you are higher scores in all the four dimensions, maybe around 8, 7, 8, 9, you are scoring in all the uh, four dimensions first, and you have to score at least two or three, not more than that, in this particular fifth dimensions. Then this is an ideal scenarios. But the whole concept is, if you are experiencing higher scores, let us say you are experiencing 3, 4, 5 or something like that, more than that in this particular dimensions, and it is time for you to actually consult somebody and discuss with them. They will help you to resolve your self conflict scenarios. You can consult your counselors or you can approach psychologists. If you are having more than 4, 5, 6, then definitely you need to work on that. So even if you are good in other dimensions and as well as this also is high, then you can resolve this and you will be successful person. You will see the life in a different prospective manner. The other four traits, you can see there is a difference between the degree. Like some people who are agreeableness may not be openness is there but agreeableness is not there, extroversion is not there, but at the same time, people, most of the people when we see, they have the qualities. Openness is more, their consciousness is also very good. They are very, very careful. At the same time, they are also agreeable, respect people, but again, then the extroversion is not there, there's missing. Then again, they need to develop on that particular aspect. And mostly what is happening is we need to work on one of the traits, that is extraversion. All the people who have got a lot of qualities, if they are a lot of good qualities, if they are not extroversion, they are not interacting with the people, they are not meeting with the people, then the ideas will not be shared and they themselves will also not be able to develop their personality traits. So hope this particular concept is clear. Thank you so much. If you have liked the presentation, you can share it with your near and dear ones so that they can get benefited. If you have not subscribed the channel, You can subscribe the channel. For any coaching, counseling, and consulting, you can contact me on my particular number, or you can send me an email. Also, I'll be happy to reply to your comments in the video comment sections. Thank you so much. Thank you.